So last class I was discuss that is map reduce. What is a map and what is a reduce? And when you analyze the particular data, then use what is the use of mapper class and what is the use of reducer class. And in this one, you'll also use different type of classes. This is known as a Hadoop box classes. Not to use the that is a primitive data type or wrapper classes. And now also sample code of mapper and a sample code of reducer. So now today I will discuss that is the first implementation, how to implement the map and reduce, and with the help of map reduce, how to analyze the particular data. Yes, what is the practical implementation? So suppose first that is suppose you have a file, and in this particular file have some content, and you will count. So word count in the particular file means suppose a file and the particular file contain how many words. So first program is that word count with map reduce. So when you count the word in the particular file, then first you have need a file, and just I will create a file. So how to create a file? So file is create. Open the terminal. First you open the terminal. Open a terminal, and in this terminal, just you create a file, and this particular file defines some text. So suppose I write a file, any file. So G edit and any file is bit.txt. I'll create a file that is bit.txt, and in this bit.txt I will write some content. So just I write here. So just I will define a file, and in this particular file I will write some content, and now I will read so total number of word in the particular file. So now save this particular file and close this one. So first you have need to a file. So just I will create a file that is bit.txt, and in this bit.txt I will write some text. Now first you read. I'll read the particular file. So cat bit.txt. Yes, this is the content. And when you want to analyze the particular data with the help of MapReduce, so first this particular file, this file, this file, you will store currently is a local file system. This file is currently local file system, that is FLFS. But when you analyze this particular file with the MapReduce, then you will file copy in Hadoop directory, that is HDFS directory. Because if the particular file is not paged in the HDFS directory, they never be analyzed this content of this particular file with MapReduce. So now first I will copy this particular file in HDFS directory. So now I will copy this one. So in this HDFS directory have a folder directory. So now I'll check this one. I do fs space hyphen ls and backslash that is bit. Bit is a directory. Yes. So bit directory contain one more file, that is st.txt. So now I will copy this text file in bit directory in the Hadoop directory. So first, how to copy this one? Then use a Hadoop fs space hyphen put, then source file name that is bit dot txt, and destination file name that is bit. Now press enter. Yes, this file is copy in Hadoop directory. Now check this one. So Hadoop fs space hyphen ls and slash bit. So we in the bit folder will define two file, that is st.txt and then bit.txt, because when you analyze the data with the help of MapReduce, then this particular file is stored in Hadoop directory, not in the LFS directory. Now, after store this particular file in the Hadoop directory, now need write the code. The code, then use a ID, that is Eclipse ID. So now I will open the Eclipse, because you'll write the code. You have need to ID. Now first I will create a new application. So go to the file and new and Java project. And here I'll define the name of project. So right here bit word account, bit word count, and then after that next, and finish. So first I will define a simple application. And now in this application, I have need to some classes. There are three classes. One is a mapper class, second is a reducer class, and third is a driver class. So now I will create some more classes. So right click on this one. Now I will create a class, it is Java class. So new, and here I will create a simple Java class. So class, So package name, any package name I will express this one. Suppose I will define HP, and then class name, my mapper. Just I will define the simple public class, and now finish this one. Now similarly, I will create one more class. Like I will create a mapper class. In the same way, I'll create one more class, that is reducer class, the mapper class. And now I will create one more class, that is reducer class. So same package, and class name is my reducer. And similarly, one more class, that is a driver class. Driver class is a main class which contain the main method. So this will create another class, and this class is known as a driver class. So one more class I will need to create is my driver. Now my driver. The my mapper define the logic of input of the file. Reducer define and analyze the file and then produce the result. And driver class contain all the information regarding the mapper, regarding to the reducer, regarding the input file, regarding to input path, regarding to the output path. Every information contains this one. But first define the code. Just to add the library is jar file. So go to the new and then write here build path and here configured build path. So first you add jar file. So will be add external jar, that is map reduce. So you have need to two jar file. One is a Hadoop common jar and then Hadoop core jar with the help of map reduce. So just I will over add two jar file, that is Hadoop common and then Hadoop this one now. Okay. So after create the application, you have need two jar file with the help of map reduce. So first I will add two jar file with the help of map reduce. Now first I will define the function class. So in the mapper class, just I will extend another class. The class name is that is mapper. So extend mapper class. Just extend mapper, that is org.apache.mapreduce. And when you extend the mapper class, then override these two methods. And here this insert define the mapper. Then after that, what is the input key, out input value, and output key and output value. So when you read the data of the particular file, so input, that is a input key. So the type of key, that is object. Type of key, that is object. And the value, the type of value is by default string. So write here text. And output key is also in the form of text, because this particular file convert key and value, so text. And then value, because output in the list of this one, then you write here int writable, int writable. So first we'll define input key and output key, and now after that override this method. So it will override this method. So go to the source and override implement method. So here one method will be override, that is map, because in the mapper have a method that is map method. So just I will select and then override this method. So first we'll extend the class, that is mapper class, and then define input key, input value, and output key and output value. So input key, the type is object, and input value is a text, and output is a text, and output value is the int writable. And then after that override a method that is map method, and in this method you have need object, that is key, and then value, that is text, and then mapper comma, that is mapper will define this one. So there is no need to define directly, you'll write here context right here. So I will remove this part, and then yes, I will write here context, and the object of context is equal to context, this one. And then after that throws exception, and in this one write the code here in this particular block. So if I want to remove this, that is a super this one. So I will remove this part and write the code here. Now first you have need to get the file data, the input file. So input file is the in the form of that is the object and text. So just I'll create a two variable because we need the data. So I'll write here this final int writable, because output form is in the int writable, and any variable one is equal to, that is right here, new int writable, int int writable. Int writable. And now you have need to a text, because the input output key is in the form of text. So just I'll create a one more variable text, and a variable I'll create here. So what is equal to any word. So just will create a object of text. So first I will create two object. One is a output for the output key, and one is the output value. And now when you take the file, then first will be break the particular content in, split the data in the line by line. So split the data in line by line, then just be define that is string tokenizer, string tokenizer, string tokenizer, then any object name, itr is equal to new string tokenizer, and in this one will pass a particular string. So input value is value. So right here value dot to string. Well, dot to string because first will be get the particular string and then split and split the particular string with the spaces, means line by line, and then after that read the particular string. So right here while in this while this will define itr dot itr dot has more tokens. If the particular token is present has more tokens, then just go inside a while block and set every word in the particular variable. So word dot set, set is a function, word dot set, and in this set just we set the particular value. So itr dot next token, find this one, and then redirect this particular value. So redirect, then use a context object. So context dot just write the data. So we use a function that is write function. So write, and in the write you have two parameter. One is a text key and second is a int writable, that is value. So key and value will be right here. So just I will write here press enter, that is context dot write, and in this one you will pass key and value. So key is a word, key is a word, and value is one. Because will be send two data, two value, will be send two value, this one and this one, and this is a output value and this is a output key. So output key is word and every word is stored in this one, and then write the context dot write and one. So output means output generate in the form of key value pair, key value pair. So first we define the, first you read the particular string and then after that break the particular string with the space and then read, that is word and one word and one word and one write this one. Now after define means after this output is read the another class, that is reducer class. So now go to the reducer class and define the logic in the reducer class. Now here again extend another class, extends the class that is reducer, and you'll find there is a input key, input value, and output key and output value. So input key is by default text, and input value is that is int writable, int writable, and output key that is int writable and text. So input key, that output key is int writable and there is a text and int writable. So right here text comma int writable. And now again when you use this reduce class, then just we override a method. So go to the source and find a method that is override method, and here will be override a method that is reduce method. So just select the override method, reduce method, and override this one. And in this one, it will be find that is text, that is org1, and iterable, that is int iterable arg1, and then reduce. So context, so there is no need to this one, so I will remove and find only the context object, that's arg2, and again I will remove this part because I write here. So when you use the reduce, then just override a method as reduce method and write the logic in this one. And now first I will create an object of int writable because you find the result. So int writable result is equal to new iterable. And in this one, you'll find the total number of word. So just I will create a variable that is sum variable. So I will write here int sum, and sum initialized is equal to 0. Initialized is equal to 0. And then after that, iterate, use the for each loop. So for, that is iterable, val colon, that is arg1, because the value is arg1. So just write here arg1 and define the body of the for each loop. And in this for each loop, this will be add the value sum is equal to sum is equal to sum plus, which you will get the value. So val dot get is the function, and count and add the value, and then also set the value, then the result. So result dot set and set all the sum means particular. And after this one, now write the output. So output contain two file, that is the object of, that is the arg0 and result. So just I write here arg2 dot write, arg2 dot write, and here we use two parameter. First one is a arg0 and comma, that is result. Because when you write the output, then contain a particular word, means how to read the word count, means a particular file contain hello how many time, h how many time. So just we define, that is find the sum and the result, and redirect the value arg2 dot write and then arg0 comma result. Because this particular file, when you write this one, then use a object of context, and with the context object to write this one. So right here, and now after define the functionality of reduce class, now I define the functionality of driver class. So now go to the driver class, and in the driver class, first create a main method, public static void main, main, and in this one just pass string square bracket out array, and define the body. And now resolve the exception. Then just we use close exception. And after that, define the functionality. So first, we have need to create the object of configuration. So configuration response is equal to new configuration, and now after that, set the job. So job object name is equal to job dot get instance, and in the get instance, just pass two parameter, get instance, and in the get instance we pass two parameters. One is the conf configuration object, and second any will be pass any variable. So right here word count. And now after that you will set all the file. So now job dot first file, that is set jar by class, set jar by class, which class is that is a driver class. So set jar by class. Jar by class name is of driver class. So driver class name is that is my driver dot class. So my driver dot class. Now after that job dot, that is set mapper class, set mapper class. So here my mapper dot class. Now after that job dot set reduce class, and my reduce dot class. I will enter each and every. Now after that set output key class. So job dot set output key class, output key class. So output key class is the type that is text dot class, and output to value class. So job dot set output value class, that is int writable, int writable, int writable dot class. And now after that input path. So first command is the input path. So just we use, that is file input format, file input format dot add input path dot add input path. And in this input path just will be add the object of job, and then path, that is new path, and then array is square bracket of 0. And now file output path. So file output format. So this is right here, file output format. This write the path dot set output path, set output path, and here define the set, that is job comma new path, and then array is square bracket of 1. So first we set every information. So file input format path, and then file output format path, and then after that execute the particular code. So just write here the system dot exit, and right here job dot wait for completion, that is boolean, and wait for completion, that is boolean, right here true, and then question mark 0 or 1. If the condition is true, then 0 else 1, and just define the semicolon. So now first it will be define every classes, that is first we define the mapper class, then reducer class and the driver class, and after that we will create the driver class. In the driver class we will define every information, that is a what is the driver class name, what is the mapper class name, what is the reducer class name, what is the output key, output value, and input path format, and output path format, and then system this one. So every information define this one. Now after this one, when you compile, first will be create the jar file. So first I will create a jar file. So how to create a jar file? So right click on the project and now create a jar file. So go to the export, and here will be create a jar. So jar and then next, and I will create a jar. So I will create a jar that is bit1 bit1 dot jar. So I will create a jar file name, that is bit, means the application convert in the form of jar. So bit1 dot jar is the file name of jar, and then now next, and then now first. So now when you compile this particular code, just write here display, that is jar file. So here I will create a jar file, that is a bit1.jar, this one, and file name is bit.x. So now I will run this one. So when you run this one, then use a command, that is hadoop jar, then jar file name is that is bit1.jar. Then after that the name of class, that is driver class. So driver class name is that is in the package HP package, and name is my driver. So right here HP slash my driver, my driver. So Hadoop jar space jar file name, then after that driver class name, then source file is bit slash bit dot txt, and destination means output file format. So just I will define any path, you will define this one. So b directory name bit underscore m, I will define here bit underscore m, I will define. So this file name, represent, and this is the output path, means if the file is successfully executed, then output is stored in this one file. So the output directory name is bit underscore m. Now run this one and check the output is. Now press enter, just wait, because first split the data line by line. Connecting to the resource manager, it's mean that is a Hadoop 2, because in the Hadoop 2 will be used resource manager, and then want the map reduce job uploaded Hadoop command line operation. Now file input format, total input path is equal to 1, and submitting the tokens of the job, number of script is 1. Yes, job is running. If any exception, any error, then generate here. If not any exception, not any error, then first we create the mapper and then after that reducer. So just wait. Take some time because it's read the file. Yes, info the map reduce. So map is equal to 0% and reduce is equal to 0%. So first complete the mapper part and then after that complete the reducer part. So this map contain that input from file and split the data and produce the output, and this mapper output is uh, take input of reducer. So first complete the mapper part. So wait. too much time. This map is complete. It is 100%. Now, after complete the map part, now next part that is reduce, because mappers generate the output. This output is take as the input form, that is reducer. So after complete the map, that is 100% is completed. Now check on the reduce, that is reduce is complete successfully. If the reduce is complete successfully, then generate the output. So just wait again. Yes, reduce is also a complete 100%. And if the particular file is write the output successfully, then you'll find that is byte written as 84, means the file size is 84. So byte, if the file is successful, right, so find that is bytes written, this one. So now check the output. So now check this output. So the Hadoop that, so Hadoop fs space hyphen ls slash bit underscore m, because this is the output directory, and in this output directory will be set the output. Yes, so in this one you'll find that is the output form, that is bit underscore m, that is success, and bit underscore m, that is part r 000. So if I want to read the output, so output is hyphen r hyphen, that is 0000. So how to read this particular file? So just I will read this one. So use a cat command. So Hadoop fs space hyphen cat space slash bit underscore m slash part hyphen r hyphen 000. Hadoop, sorry. Hadoop fs space hyphen cat bit part hyphen r hyphen 000. So in this file contain the output. So output is that 000 not contained. Just 1 minute, output is wrong, because print the content in the particular value. So every value is 0. So I think sum is not added in the particular file, because when you find the sum value, add this one. So just 1 minute. Clear, that is reduce. Just matter. File is break, but in this one, every word is 000. So split and this one, but what is the error? First I'll split the token, and then after that word dot set, that is the string tokenizer, and then dot next token, and then context the object of this one dot write, and then word comma one, and one is the table, yeah. because one is missing, that is I have need one parameter also here, because one, so every time is read the one. Okay, so there's a again modify this one, so missing is this one, not one. Just I will create an object and write one, so not a numeric value, because when you pass a value one, so every time one is add, so this one is missing again, so again create a jar file, create a jar file, new jar file. So go to the export and then jar, next, and here bit jar 2, bit 2, and next, next, and finish. And now again recompile this one. So Hadoop jar, but change the jar file name, that is bit2, and remaining is same, but output directory is different. So bit1, bit underscore m1. Now again press enter, and now just wait, because re-execute, because the particular file contain one error. I will not set one. Map is complete 100%. Then after reduce, yes. Again byte written, that is 84. Now again check this one, Hadoop fs space hyphen ls slash bit underscore m1. Yes, with this file. So Hadoop fs space hyphen cat slash bit underscore m1 slash part hyphen r hyphen, and now read this file. There is output. So in this output file, yes, means a particular word is repeat how many times. just like a hello is one time, about is one time, also am two time, but repeat this one because I will use the output context is inside of a loop. So write this content is outside loop. So one mistake is that, and find two time, and I two time, and you two time. So one mistake here, that is the when you write the output in the reducer, then just be this statement, that is in the reducer. When you write this, so particular result you write outside the loop. So cut this one and write here. When you write here, then you'll find only one result because this is statement right inside of this one. So every time print the particular value. So if I want to print only one value, not a multiple value, that is a u1 and u2. So print only the final result. So just we write this particular statement outside the loop in this one. So just I will again, suppose I will create one more jar file and then again execute this one. Just 1 minute. Again, I will create a new jar file. So go to the export and then jar file, and I will create a bit3.jar, and then after that execute this one. So here this one, so right here jar file name, that is bit3, and then output path is also changed, that is 2. Now press enter. Yes, again wait to execute this particular file and the output. Yes, byte written 64. So again read this one. So Hadoop fs space -ls slash bit underscore m2. Yes, this contain part file. So Hadoop fs space hyphen cat and slash bit underscore m2 slash part hyphen r hyphen 0000. Now read the content, read the output file. So yes, we'll find the correct output. It is hello one time, about one time, also one time, am two time, and one time, find two time, h one time, I two time, r one, u n one. So particular file contain the word how many times. So if I want to count the word with the help of MapReduce. So this content is present in the particular file, and then after, and this file is stored in the Hadoop directory in the form of distributed. And you will read the particular file with mapper class and split the data, and after that this data is passed to sort and shuffle, and the sort and shuffle pass this data to reducer, and reducer produce the output, and this output is stored in Hadoop directly in the form of output. So this one, that is hello. So when you analyze the particular data with the help of MapReduce, so will be create a simple application, and this application contain three different classes. That is mapper class, reducer class, and driver class. Mapper class define the functionality of mapper, that is the input format, and that is and reducer is produce the result because we have define the logic, and the driver class contain all the information which is related to the mapper class, reducer class, and then input path, output path, input key, output key, everything is defined this way. So this is the process, and with the help of this one, will be count or analyze the particular file which is stored in the Hadoop directory and use the map reduce. Yes, process is clear or not? What is the which step will be used when you want to analyze the particular data? Yes. Hello.
In this, we had some problems.
Yes. And similarly, some more logic I will implement this one just like a word count. If you want to count the line, if you want to analyze the particular any cricket data or any different state data or any data defined which is defined the file. So how to analyze this one? I'll also discuss with you. In suppose if you have a data of the cricket match, any cricket match, and then if you want to find uh, who is the player, define take, uh, take a maximum wicket or take a maximum run, और प्लेयर ऐसा कोई प्लेयर है जिसने पूरी सीरीज में सबसे ज्यादा 50 क्रिएट मतलब क्रिएट बनाई हुई है या फिर और भी जो डेटा है मीन वी यूज द स्टेट डेटा so how to define this one so it is clear or not how to count the word in the particular file yes yes you know hello